Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a foundation review. This is not a first impressions. I've used this several times and I definitely have some thoughts on it. I was planning on doing a wear test and yeah, you'll see what happened in the demo. So you will see me applying this, but we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the straight up ugly. The foundation we are talking about today is from the Bakerie. This is the Cake Mix Demi-Matte Foundation. The packaging on this thing is adorable. Like, it legit looks like you can bake a cake with it. Love it. And you can even open up the front and you can see the foundation. And like, there's a faux mirror here. It has a magnetic closure. Like, it's so adorable. And then you pull it out like this and you've got your foundation. And this is what the bottle looks like. It feels nice and heavy in your hands. It's a beautiful bottle, frosted glass and a pump. It's $28 and you get the full ounce of product. I've got two shades here. The first one is number 45. This is supposed to be light with neutral undertones. This one is what I thought would work for me, but unfortunately it does not. It turns a little orangey pink and it deepens up quite a bit, which I will talk about. And then I also have number 47. This one's lighter. It's light with warm tones. Now, something you're going to notice with this foundation shade range, it has 30 shades and they range starting from the darkest, which I think is so cool. I don't think I've ever seen that done. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it always starts with the fairest and then goes to the deepest. Well, they started with the deepest and then the higher the number, further into the shade range is the lightest, which I really think that's so cool. But in the demo, I am using shade number 47. The finish is supposed to be demi-matte. We'll talk about this. And then it is medium to full coverage. And they say that they keep all skin types in mind. Again, we will talk about this. I have some feelings about this foundation, but just hang tight. I will get to everything. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the demo and then I will discuss everything I think you guys need to know. I'm using shade number 47 and this is the Sonia Kashuk sponge. I don't have any primer on the outside of my face, but I do on my pores, and as always, it will be listed down below. I'm starting down further and then I'm going to bring the excess upward and on my forehead. This foundation has an extremely intense scent, kind of like how the Huda Beauty did. It doesn't smell like a scented foundation, it smells like perfume. I am having an extremely hard time getting this to blend on my forehead. Like, extremely hard time. It's just catching. I'm gonna zoom you guys in and see if you can tell. I don't know what it's doing, but it's like it refuses to move. It's just making weird, I don't know, this looks ridiculous. I don't know what it is about me filming recently, but apparently it's a thing for me to go take off my makeup. There's no way I am walking around like this. This is the first time I've tried it without a primer on, and no ma'am. Like, my forehead, what is this? Like, it is clinging, it will not move. I tried to spray my sponge some more. This looks dry, disgusting. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's literally just clinging onto everything on my forehead. It didn't even blend out around my cheek right here. Like, there's spots, like there's makeup here, but it's clinging here. It looks terrible here. My eyes right here, disgusting. Around my mouth, this is not okay. And right here I have a little spot of dryness from an acne mark. What is this? What is this? No. Look at this. I'm in the middle of redoing my makeup and I just wanted to come on and show you guys. This is Estee Lauder Double Wear, and as you can see, I'm not having any of the issues. So I didn't want anybody to think, oh, well, she's just really dry right now, or it's just not working because of X, Y, and Z. You can see, like, my forehead looks fine, everything looks fine, and you can see this spot right here. It's a little bit dry, but my foundation is going over it just fine. So yeah. So there you have it. You can see I'm not feeling this foundation. I have gotten it to kind of work once. Just once out of the several times that I have worn it. I will tell you, when I've tried to use a brush, absolutely not. It like does not want to move on my skin at all. That particular day I had to start over as well because it had grabbed so much. And of course I don't like test it on one little spot. I go all over my cheeks and then realize, oh my god, we gotta start over. So that day, I used my Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer. I used it with the sponge, and that particular day was the best day I had. And I think that the reason for it was because this kind of creates a little bit of a barrier between your skin and the foundation, and it's smoothing. So it didn't grab as much. Still was difficult for me to apply, but this was the best result I had. The next time I wore it, I tried my Sisley primer. Now this one, no, not at all. This does not work with it for me. This has like a stickiness to it, this primer does. Even though it's still hydrating, it has a stickiness to it to hold on to that foundation. The foundation grabs at my bare skin enough that when you add in a sticky primer to it, it is way too sticky. I'm just not feeling it at all. This is the reason why I thought, okay, well maybe I just need to not wear a primer at all to make this work. So I didn't have a primer on today other than my pores, and it just grabs a hold of my skin. And I have a serum, I have an essence, I have a hydrating serum, and a moisturizer on. There's no reason why it should look like that. And like I said, my skin looks fine right now. I don't really even have any what I would consider issues. My biggest issue is this little dry spot right here from a pimple. Like even right now, my mouth does not look dry with double wear on. So it is the formula of this foundation and maybe just my skin type, but I wouldn't consider my skin to be super dry right now. The last primer I tried was the MAC Natural Radiance. That one has the most hydrating without any stickiness to it. And it's still just kind of, it was better than the Sisley, but not better than the Tatcha. It's just, I've tried and tried and tried this foundation, and I would have put in the extra effort again today, but I have had a headache every single time I've worn this foundation because, good Lord, it smells. This is so strong. Just like the Huda Beauty foundation, it's not like a floral scent or a fragrant foundation scent. It literally smells like I have doused my blender in perfume and then applied my foundation with it. It's too much and it lingers. My husband kissed me and told me that my face smelled like perfume. And I was like, okay, I know it's bad if you can smell it. I want to say it kind of goes away at about 4 hours, but by then my head hurts. I'm not being dramatic. I'm just telling you, if you're sensitive to smell, do not bother. Now I've taken some notes, and these are from my best day. So this was with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Once I actually got this on my skin, it doesn't move. So you do not have to worry about it going anywhere throughout the day. This might work for you if you are very oily. I don't even know about normal. Well, normal most of the time you can wear about anything, but I still just would not recommend it. My smile lines and around my nose looked terrible by hour 3. The rest of my face was fine. Everything didn't move. It stayed in place. My pores never looked bad, but my lines right here, I smile a lot, and it just 3 hours and they were done. And then it didn't get oily around my nose, so it wasn't like separating. It just got dry and kind of almost flaky. And looking at my hand right now, it makes sense because this is supposed to be a Demi-Matte, and I put this foundation on my hand right before I started the video, so it's been 13 minutes. And this looks cracking and disgusting. This is not Demi-Matte, this is powder matte, but not in a flattering way. Like, I love the Dior Forever Undercover. That is a matte foundation, but it's very workable. This one, I feel like it just grabs a hold of my skin and doesn't want to let go. So I'm applying it everywhere, but it's not grabbing anywhere other than where I'm first putting down the sponge. And again, I don't like it with a brush. When I put down the sponge, it will kind of move and then it stops. So instead of being able to spread it out, it's missing spots. On my forehead, it refused to move. It was just not going to go anywhere. I just stopped to take a picture of my hand. I applied this, and you can see even on here that it is kind of patchy. Like, it's got more coverage in some areas and less in others, and that's just with me swatching it with my finger. Another problem I had with this foundation is it oxidizes, but not only does it oxidize, the color when you first put it on, in 5 minutes it's going to deepen. So like I said, I've had this one on. Let me go ahead and take, this is number 47. I'm going to take a fresh pump so you guys can see the color difference. Fresh pump. Do you see how much lighter this is than this? It deepens. And that right there is not oxidation. That is just, it's a matte formula. And when it dries down, it becomes darker. What I'm talking about on top of that is that throughout the day, it becomes even darker on me. I was literally walking around yesterday saying, Oompa Loompa. And my kids were like, why are you singing that? I was like, don't I look orange? And then they started singing it. It was real cute. I also wrote down in my notes that I had to spray a ton of my Josie Maran Argan Mist, the Nirvana, yeah, and just sprayed and sprayed and sprayed to make this look okay on my skin. So my final thoughts are, I personally would not recommend this to anyone. I don't know if I said it earlier. I know I was talking about that my skin was not dry right now, but I am combo. Let me know down below if you're oily and you've tried this. Do you like it? Do you not like it? For me, it's just I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not going to recommend it to anyone. And it's unfortunate because this is the very first product that I've ever purchased from the Beauty Bakerie, and I want to support them, but it's just not going to be with this guy. Sorry if you thought this video was negative. It's just my opinion. If you have a different one, that's totally fine. But I did make do and decide to film this eye look because I had some more time on my hands. So if you want to see this look, I think I'm going to post it up today at the same time. So I'll leave the link down below. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.